everybody, Conocta here. Welcome back to Assetto Corsa. This week we're looking at some new content that is once again made by the user base, not the studio. And that is this new fictional track called Gen Track 1. Very creative name. And a new app that you see in the upper left-hand corner that kind of introduces a feature that I was longing for in previous episodes, and that is basically a hotlap tracker. Very similar to how Live for Speed used to have, and probably still has, Live for Speed World, which automatically, while in-game in the hotlap mode, will track your times against your peers, and you can see in real time how you're doing, how you're stacking up. We are in the BMW 1M, the regular version, just the road car version. I still kind of prefer driving road cars in this sim versus the race cars. I believe that is just kind of a personal preference, along with the fact that I really do enjoy time trial racing. Obviously, I'm pretty obsessed with autocross, and time trial racing is another thing I would love to do, whether it be like stage-based, like you would see a tarmac rally or a tarmac time trial type of event, or just time trial in general on closed courses. I really enjoy that kind of racing atmosphere. And I think a lot of that is kind of road car based instead of pure race car based. There's just something a little bit more raw and driver based to me on putting a car that is less fine-tuned, less race-tuned to its paces, and that makes for a more enjoyable, but sometimes less rewarding experience. They certainly want to fight you more. But back to the app, it is called RSR Lifetime. It's easy to run wide this turn. And it is by... I'm trying to remember the name of these guys. If the lap time was not there, it would show me. There we go. RadiatorsChamp.com, and it's very seamless. You download the app. It's normal app instructions to install. You just put it in the folder, and it'll show up in the game, and you can select it on the right pop-up menu there. Fortunately, I can't reach my mouse right now to show you. But it uses Steam integration, so you log in through your Steam account, and then you start it up, and it automatically knows what track you're at, what car you're in, and what leaderboard it puts you against. And it does track what kind of driver's assists you are using, so you can compete against people in your certain skill level, or you can go and try it in what I believe they're calling hardcore mode or something like that. So you can see that up top there, the top time for this car at this track is a 139.6. I have done a 145.2. That is just in a few practice laps. Certainly more time available in the car. That put me in 5th place. Not a whole lot of time set for this car. Some of them have upwards of 100 times set already, though. So definitely a rather popular feature. And it's a great way to get better at it, because you can just hop into the online races and see where you stack. But to me, it's more enjoyable to figure out maybe running off track there, which brings up another feature. You see that it knows I went off track, so the red balloon pops up, says, hey, you've gone off track. This lap is invalidated. Works just like the penalty system. More than 2 tires off is invalidated. But yeah, if you are able to stack yourself up against other people in the time trial format, sometimes you'll find a combination that you're particularly good at, and it will make it more enjoyable to do side-by-side racing in those combinations. Like in Live for Speed, I used to be extremely good with the open-wheel lower tier cars like the Fox, the Formula BMW, not the F1 car, but the smaller BMW 4-cylinder car, an F3000 car. That was kind of I kind of found out through the hotlap charts, hey, I'm actually pretty competitive in these, and it let me line up some really good racing in those cars. So it's a pretty cool and good feature to have. So as far as the car and the track go, I have not used the BMW 1M very much. It has a very nice power curve. It's not lacking in bottom end, but it doesn't have the kind of scary power that some of the supercars like Ferraris and whatnot have. It just has enough to make it feel fast. It is obviously a turbo car, but it has, as far as I can tell, virtually no turbo peak, and that is something very nice with modern turbo cars. Is you don't get that shock. I'm gonna run wide here again. No, not quite. You don't get that shock of sudden boost spike. Now I ran wide. It's definitely a very heavy car, though, or at least it drives like a heavy car. It wants to wander wide. Like right there, it's obviously on, I believe I have it on the semi-slicks, which are basically cheater street tires. Overall, pretty fun car to drive. Maybe the E30 is a little bit easier to tame, and that is a little surprising considering how much older it is. But I think the weight has a lot to do with it. Trying to push a car with now probably 100 more horsepower and 1,000 more pounds of weight, definitely a bigger challenge. Does have very nice ABS. It hops a little, but it doesn't, it's very predictable in the way it lets the tires slip. Now as far as the track goes, like I said, it is fictional. Very good. It's a very nice layout. It's kind of in the club track kind of spirit, not the GP track kind of spirit, which is nice because you get a little bit more turn variety. A lot of the GP tracks like Silverstone or, oh man, that's way too deep. Can you save it? That was purely using ABS there. A lot of like the GP tracks like Nürburgring, GP, or Silverstone, which are in this game, Imola. I guess Imola kind of doesn't count because that's such an old track, but even Monza, you don't get a whole lot of turn variety. You don't get a lot of these very flat. That was a car out of track. I wonder if it actually. My light did not turn red, so I'm assuming this lap is still valid. Not that it's very good, it's still valid. But these set of turns right here, those three are pretty cool. It's almost like a triple apex. Oop, there's a grind. But you just don't get this kind of layout. A lot of that has to do with the danger of it. It's designed for slower cars, not Formula 1 cars. And a lot of the European tracks they have added are very much so set up for the super fast cars, and they don't perform as well with the slower road cars or even the slower racing cars available in Assetto Corsa. So it's a nice track to have. Graphically, it's definitely not quite up to the standards the main devs have set, but it's not bad. Alright, let's see if we can maybe improve on this lap time. Big thing is getting on the brakes real early here. See how the car wanders like that on ABS? It's somewhat concerning the way it does it, but it's pretty predictable, which is really the only thing you want in brakes in a car. Is you want them to be predictable. You want them to behave in the same way every time you hit them. That was much better. Run this gear out. And this car does have such a nice torque curve that you can kind of leave it in gear more than the older NA BMWs. We'll let it float out to here. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, look at that save. That was letting the right rear tire get out in the dirt. I think that was save of the century, though. If that was real life, you would have done some pants oiling. Alright, well, similar to how I did at the Nürburgring, I am going to just kind of log some laps, hopefully put in a good one, and we'll show that one to you. Alright, down to a 141. Nice improvement. And we'll see in just a little bit how that affects our standing. So we try for another one. Not as good out of there. Puts us up to third place. This lap's feeling a little sloppier. Oh, that was bad. Well, since I mentioned earlier that I really enjoyed the Formula FOX and Lift for Speed, I thought I would give this same track a try in the new hot lapping mode here in the Formula Barth's car, which is pretty similar, just to see if maybe this is the kind of combination I still enjoy. And this does seem like the kind of track that would be particularly fun in a car like this. These turns are likely to be flat out. Ooh, not quite. Just a little lift there. You could probably hit it flat out. I have to retrain myself to have confidence in the brakes coming from a big heavy road car on street tires. Top time for this one is a 121.9. I imagine I will be a little bit further off of the top times in this car, mostly due to the fact that this car has a lot of setup options. It's another nice thing about road cars is there's very little you can do setup-wise. It's kind of you got what you got. So the people that are better at fine-tuning setups will be better at this kind of racing. But we'll see where we stack up. So far it feels pretty good. Pretty much just the generic settings. I just reduce the fuel and put soft tires on it. Downforce is set at 6 and 6, so it's even. You could probably almost get away with a little less here. Although there is turns like this. Whew, that was fun. You're gonna want downforce. And it may make going through here flat a little easier. And that was, I chickened out there. Yeah, this is definitely a very well-suited car for this circuit. And I bet you get some really good wheel-to-wheel racing there. It's kind of a strange braking zone there with the chicane. That's something you wouldn't typically see in real life. But it's a neat challenge. So I've received about a second already, but I need about 6 to get near the top. Still lots of time left in the car. And like I said, probably a lot of time to be found in the setup. That's much less scary in this one. I'm surprised that was not quicker. Not much slower, but it wasn't quicker. It's tough to say where I should be for that one. Oh, that was so close to flat. Couldn't quite convince myself it was going to do it. Try and get back on the gas sooner there. Yeah, something tells me people are probably running significantly less downforce. I wish you could see the tracking versus their actual lap, like where you're losing time. Doesn't seem like there's sector times available. That would be nice. Because then I could see, oh, I'm losing a second just on the straightaways. I pulled another 1.5 seconds or 1.2 off. That's not bad. So much different braking into here for this car. That felt nice and smooth. Hold it flat. Just bump the curb. Oh, that was nice. Let's not throw it away here. Trying to go crazy. Oh, I went crazy. Crazy has been had. Alright, I'm going to do just a little bit of tweaking on the setup and give it another shot. Alright, so I took a little bit of downforce off, adjusted the brake balance a little, see if we get any more speed out of the straightaway. Not a whole lot. This car is also limited on gearing for such reasons, just so you aren't going so darn fast. By running no downforce. Oh, that was ballsy. Okay, run through there. So I expect to not probably be able to hold it flat through here. I think that's okay. Yeah, we really didn't lose much time. That's where you lose time. Not being able to get back to the throttle because it's all flat from here. So hopefully our reduced aero drag helps there. Going in the grass isn't going to help. That's another spot where a lot of time will be made. How greedy you want to get with the chicane. Peeled off another bit of time though. So the brakes a little early there. It didn't help my exit. And now I'm like in lockstep with the Ghost. got a little greedy with that. Try to get back to the gas sooner here. Just the track flattens out a lot. Makes you lose all the rear grip. Gotta stop running in the grass there. Who am I, Maldonado? Spa reference. Ooh, that was quick through there. Like I said, it's going to be a matter of how greedy you can get. So we're up to 16th, so that's pretty good. Now just taking off those little chunks, 10th here, 10th there. That's where you're going to make up your spots. So good run out of there. Oh, too greedy. I'm trying to get back to the gas as soon as possible. Alright, so 14th place. That's not bad. I think out of probably like 30 or 40 it seemed like. And just a couple laps, so this really could be a combination that I do enjoy. Alrighty, well, I think that's going to do it for this time. I really wanted to show off the app, let you guys know that it's out there. Go out there and try it, and you can try and beat my times. You most likely will. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.